in the yesterday's session, what we have discussed about the few basic things. What is the depreciation key? What is meant by chart of depreciation? So how to copy the chart of depreciation? There are few things that we have already discussed. So this you just keep it aside. Then, so the baseline configuration. Let me copy all these things here. One is the copy reference chart of depreciation. Allocate company codes for the non-taxable transactions. This is the one more. Let me do this one. Then assign chart of depreciation to company code. Then the next one is delete. Delete depreciation areas. Okay. What we want, if there are any unwanted depreciation areas, okay, we can able to delete the depreciation. Then if you want any changes in the depreciation name and all, depreciation area names and all, which we can able to do the changes. Okay, we have already seen all those things yesterday. Okay, so now let us start the configuration. The other things like account determination, number ranges, screen layout rules of the asset master data. We'll discuss one by one. Okay, so the next one is the specify account determination. Okay, path is SPRO. Financial accounting. Accounting organization structure. Then asset class. Specify account determination. So what is meant by account determination? Now, let's say even while posting in asset accounting also, I'm not going to specify any GL account directly. Okay, so I will give vendor number, see which we are purchasing from the, what will happen? Vendor will be credited, my asset will be debited here. So while posting, then I am going to specify my asset number. But how system should know, let's say this asset. Okay, let's say there are different kind of assets, vehicles. Vehicles has been assigned to so-and-so GL account. How system should know? Because what we need to do, first we need to create the account determination. So the under the account determination, we will assign the GL accounts. I'll update here. The purpose of account determination to derive the GL accounts, to derive the respective GL accounts, nature of the transaction. Nature of the transaction. This we must have to define this one. Fine. So the purpose of this one, this is the account determination. So how the account determination, we are going to do the configuration. So for each and every class, each and every asset class, we will have a separate account determination where you can see here. So the account determination, because you can see here for land, I will have a separate account determination because the land will have a separate set of GL accounts which I want to post business transactions. Okay, just remember. So each and every asset class will have a separate GL accounts in order to update the or post business transactions. So that is the reason I would require is a separate account determination for each and every asset class. That is the reason I'm going to have a separate account determination. Let me go here. So let me copy these things because already these are all predefined. So if you want the standard SAP one, so these are all the standard SAP. You can copy the real estate, okay, which you want, you can copy. Then you can copy and you cannot create here. Even here also, what you need to do, you just copy from here and do it. Okay, it depends on your requirement. Then I'm just copying. Just changing. Yeah. For the Excel sheet, 1110. Then next one is the 1200. 1300. 10. 13, 10, then 1400, the next one 1400. So what we have done now, for land, we have a separate account determination. For buildings, so for each and every asset class, we have defined as a separate account determination. Copy. Then what we have done, so you just closely monitor here, account determination we have done here now. Now next the screen layout rules. Screen layout rules. So now the screen layout rules which I am going to define. What is mean by screen layout rules? So yesterday I have explained one example here. Let's say for vehicle. Okay, so the vehicle, what I would require? I would require is a license plate number is a mandatory. Okay, or else let's say computer and software. Let's say I have the one more asset class which will be a computer and software. So the each and every computer will have a one identification number. Okay, that number is a mandatory. Okay, such kind of controls will be there at screen layout rules. Okay, so under the screen layout rules, which I am going to specify which field is a mandatory, which field is a optional. Okay, which I am going to control here based on my screen layout rules configuration here. Then come back, create screen layout rules. Then here I have already created for each and every asset class. Let me use this. I'm just copying 8001. 8002. 8003. 04. 006. So you can copy even from the standard system, you can copy, you cannot create. Remember one more thing here, the screen layout rules, what I have created for asset master data. Screen layout rules in asset accounting, we have to create two levels. One is the screen layout rules of asset master data. Another one is the screen layout rule for the depreciation area that we will talk about later. Then define number range intervals. So the number range intervals are which I am going to create when I am creating asset master data land. The number should be used. Okay, for buildings, I want to use is a separate number range. Then Z0 SG. Then there are no number ranges created here. Intervals. Then 0, 1. What is the frequency which is available? Okay, so then I'm going to select the number ranges here 1 to 10,000. So here also internal number range is there, external number range it is there. Remember 0 to the next number range is a okay 20,000 to 20,299. Remember 20,000. 20,000. 1,000 to 299. 299. 0 here. Interval without overlap. Okay. Here 1 lakh is given instead of 10,000. Okay, fine. That is the reason system is not accepting here. Fine. 20,000. Then it will accept now. Then 0, 3. 0, 3. 3 says let me give 5. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I'll give this like this. Then 4. 0, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5. Okay. So we have around 6 asset classes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm going to create the 6 asset classes. Let me admit him. Then lobby. Okay. Then 06. So now 6 number ranges which I have created for each and every asset class. Okay, so you can see here in this Excel sheet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from number and to number. Okay, we can give the same number here from and to number here. Like here has given here. 2 lakhs to 299. Here 3 lakhs to 300. Lakhs to 499. Right, correctly. So here, so what system will do? System will create the 6 lakhs. Correct only. Then, so these are the number ranges what we have created. Remember, asset class we have not yet created. Remember, till now I have not created. Before creation of the asset class, it's a mandatory thing. We must have to create the account determination. This is already done. Screen layout rules and number ranges. These are the mandatory things we must have to do. Then the next one is a asset class. Next, I am going to define the asset class. Since all the control parameters need to be assigned into the asset class, then come back. Now you can see here, define the asset class here. So now the asset class will have the controls. So all the controls will be there in asset class here. So click on new asset class. Okay. So now I'm going to define the new asset class here. This is the asset class which I am going to define. Then $100. Okay, so this one is the land. Land. So for land, I am going to create this asset class. Then see, as I have explained, for whenever we are creating a asset classes, the account determination, screen layout rules, number ranges, these are mandatory. Okay, select the account determination which is required for this asset class. So that is the reason, even for your practice also, whenever you are practicing, you can do like this. Okay, you can structure the account determination and number ranges and other things like this, so that it will be easy for you to map. Then so here it is there for the land. Then screen layout rules. So that this is my screen layout rules. Then business unit does not require. Number ranges which you can specify is the company code wise, right? Okay, so the 01 which I am going to specify. So this is the number range what I am going to use, 01. Then now, so no AUC or summary management of AUC. This option when we are going to select. See, if my asset class is relevant for the asset under construction, then I need to select this one. What is mean by asset under construction? See, now I need to select this option, line item settlement option. If it is relevant for the AUC. See, the asset what I am creating, this is not relevant for the AUC. AUC stands for asset under construction or capital work in progress. For this one, I have created a separate asset class where you can see here. But for this one, we would require is a CO integration, internal orders to be required. So, but I will explain once we will be there into the controlling module. This is the one important one. for our interview point of view. Then, so since my asset land is not relevant for AUC, I'm going to select this one. This so AUC or the summary management of the AUC. Okay. Now you can see here where you can see here, see include asset. Okay, inventory. Include asset as an inventory. What is the purpose of this checkbox? So what will happen in regular scenarios, in regular practices? Okay, if you select this option, what will happen here? Okay, if I select the include asset, okay, under inventory data checkbox, then so inventory means what it is happen? It's a fixed asset. Okay, whenever assets we create, okay, when I'm going to create assets by using this asset class, okay, the assets will be included under the fixed asset inventory. Then, as per the company's auditor's report, what they will do, then the auditors will verify. See, now I have a one land. Okay, I have purchased. The moment when I am purchasing, the asset will be, the land will be treated as an inventory. So that will be updated into as a fixed asset. Then when the auditing will be performed, so the auditors, what they will do, they will verify that asset physically. Okay, physically whether this asset is exist or not. They are going to verify physically. Okay, then so if you select this one, then this will be appear into my physical verification. Otherwise it won't appear. Just remember inventory data checkbox here. Okay, in case of okay, then sometimes what will happen for multinational organizations, each and every asset they want to verify as a physically. Okay, asset which I want to verify once in a month or twice in a, or it's a once in a quarter, once in a half year, once in a year. Again, that decision will be taken by the management. Okay, when the asset we would like to verify that asset, inventory asset. Okay, if you select this option, remember, keep in mind that one. There, if you select here, log the asset class. Okay, you can block the asset class here at asset class level so that no one is going to use this asset class in future. Then manage history. So if you want to manage history of this asset class, you can able to select this one. Then this one is not required. Real estate indicator for asset class. It's not required. Enter. Save it. So I have created the asset class as a land. The next one is the buildings which I want to create. Buildings. Then buildings. So the account determination you can select from the drop down. Okay, buildings. Here is a Z002 because I know that one. 02, the number ranges. Select this one, then select this one. Enter. Save it. For land and buildings I have created. Then the next one is a what is the asset class? Plant and machinery here. plant and machinery. So now plant and machinery 003, then number ranges 03. Next one is a furniture and pictures. Furniture and pictures. This is the one. 001. So 300. Furniture and fixtures. If you want, you can create a separate one, computer and software. Okay, tangible assets, intangible assets. Then furniture and pictures. Select this one. Number ranges is 04. Map it. Include asset. Save it. So then the next one is vehicles.
Sir,
Yes.
under asset type, they have mentioned base unit. It means the value when we purchased of the asset, is it that, or the type of the measurements we use to determine the asset, is it that, sir?
Which one?
Under asset type, a base unit.
This one, right? Yeah, base unit of measurement is a, okay, if I take a drop down here, how you are going to weighing your asset, like it's a kgs, liters, okay, square feet, millimeters, okay, that is the one here. This one, you can see here.
Okay.
Okay, hours, how you are going to do the estimation. Okay, so, but this is not required because, okay, in case if it is a land, how you are going to estimate it. It's a square feet, okay, so how you are going to square meters, however you want, you are going to do the estimation.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Then vehicles. Select the account determination for the vehicles. Screen layout rules. Number ranges, give the 5. Even you can specify only one number ranges, one number range also you can assign, but that is not the correct one. Then include asset. So the next one which I am going to create is a capital work in progress here. See now, a capital work in progress. CWIP, the people will call it as a CWIP, capital work in progress. Okay, or they will call it as a AUC, asset under construction. Don't confuse. Okay, capital work in progress or asset under construction. Both are same. Okay, there is no change. The way of calling will be different. That's it. G006. The last one is a, the number range is a 06 here. So now for you can select, even if it is a asset under construction also, you need to select this one. But the only difference is that we must have to select line item settlement checkbox here. Okay, for capital work in progress, because the capital work in progress, if we have not selected, okay, so line item settlement, okay, then what will happen here? So whenever, so first I will give you the overview of the asset under construction. Then, so what will happen here? Let's say in my organization, I'm constructing a one building. Okay, so to establish my office, then what will happen here during the office building construction? So in order to construct my building, then we are going to spend different kind of expenditure. Then we would require is a different kind of material. Like we would require is iron, sand, bricks, cement, okay, then steel, okay, different kind of things are required. At the same time, I would require is a labor, some machinery. I have to spend some power bill. Okay, so I want to track each and every single rupee, because still the asset under construction, still that is going on asset. Okay, once the building will be constructed, then I am going to use that asset. Okay, but until now, even I am not using that asset. Okay, still it is under construction. Okay, that is the reason. So each and every expenses I have to track by using this asset class. I mean, when I will create a separate asset master data, then what I will do here, I will post the business transactions, okay, by using with help of this asset master. Once the month end will come, okay, during the month end, I will do the settlement. Okay, all expenses which I am going to track by using the internal order. From internal order to, I will settle that expenditure to my cost center. Once the asset construction will be over, remember, for asset under construction, there is no depreciation until to put to use that asset. Okay. So once the asset has been constructed, once the building is ready, now I am going to use that asset. Then I need to transfer the asset balance. Let's say each and every month, let's say 1 month is a 10,000, another one is a 1 lakh. The total building construction cost would be around 15 lakhs. Maybe it took time 6 months to construct that building. Then once the building construction will be over, I will create one more new asset master. Then I will transfer this asset under construction value to my main asset value. I mean the building asset building. I will create one more asset. Then I will transfer that value. Then from that date onwards, I am going to use the charge. I am going to charge the depreciation. But here, if you do not select this one, you cannot do such settlement here by monthly settlement, or you cannot transfer the asset from one asset to AUC to main asset. Okay, remember. Then save this one. Now I have created the asset classes here. Then determine the next one is the specify chart of depreciation. That's fine. The next one is the determine depreciation areas in the asset class. Next one is the determine depreciation areas in the asset class. Let me go here. So now financial accounting, asset accounting, valuation, then determine depreciation areas in the asset class. Here, if so, the depreciation area, what I have created, Z0 SG. So what is my asset classes? My asset classes are if I come here, these are my asset classes. How system should know the depreciation areas are relevant for this asset class? Then until and unless if you selected this option, system will not enable you. Okay. So assign the 2000 is the standard one here. Okay. So what you need to assign, this is the screen layout for your asset master data, what standard SAP has given. Enter. Depreciation key, it is asking mandatory. What you can do, you can specify 00 at this moment. Okay. Whenever we are creating the asset master data, we will specify the original depreciation key over there. Then save it. Do the similar way for all your assets. Sorry. First of all, for land, there is no depreciation. Remember, for land, there is no depreciation. Okay. So always you can keep it here. Keep in mind this one. Okay. Land always does not have the depreciation. Then buildings. Give the 2000. 00 here also I am specifying. Later on, we can do the adjustment. Plant and machinery. So if you are not going to select, let's assume if you keep this as a deactive state while creation of the asset master data, the depreciation areas will not be appear. So that is the reason. Okay, I'm just deselecting this one. The moment when I am deselect this one, the asset class and depreciation areas will be enabled for this particular asset class. Remember, vehicle. Save this one. Then for capital work in progress, so as I mentioned here, CWIP and the capital work in progress. The similar way, because anyhow you are not going to calculate any depreciation. Later we can adjust here. So now what I have done, I have mapped the depreciation areas to asset class. I have enabled this function. If I am not going to, if I keep it deactive state, the depreciation area option will not be appear here. Just remember this one. Now I'm going to create the new all set of GL accounts. See now, if you want to, you can deactivate asset class for chart of depreciation. You can able to do this one. Then define depreciation areas for asset class. Here, so book depreciation, IT depreciation, we have already seen here. Then okay. So now let me create the GL accounts here. So what are the GL accounts to be required? Press 00. Okay, I'm creating the GL accounts here. Then, so the GL which I am going to create here. Let me see. So these are my asset classes here. Remember. So the assets, let me come down here. So now let's say assets in financial reports. All my fixed assets are, it's a part of balance sheet. Okay, remember, keep in mind what will happen. So in the balance sheet, let's say I have the balance sheet. Okay, so under this balance sheet, let's say, so now one side I will have a liabilities, another side which I am having is assets. So here all my assets, the fixed assets which I am going to show in my financial reports under assets, like it's a land. Under assets I will have another, okay, let's say the fixed assets. Under fixed assets I am going to show is a land. The value would be which I'm having, let's say, is a 10,000. Then buildings, which I'm going to show is a like this. Okay, each and every asset class. Okay, each and every asset which I'm going to show in my books of accounts. Whenever I'm preparing my financial statements, the lands, the fixed assets which I'm going to show under assets section here, and this is the balance sheet. So I'm going to create GL accounts for each and every asset as a balance sheet account. Remember. Okay, so now I'll take an example, this one. So this is my, just keep in mind this one. So asset class, what I have created here, let me select this asset class here. Asset class, what I'm going to create GL account. So now for GL account, for balance sheet GL account, I'll put it here is the balance sheet GL account. So balance sheet GL account for this asset class. Let me create. First, let me check what is the available frequency here. 200, fine. 200 it is there. 105, 106, 210. 200s. 200. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me create this one. So select this balance sheet account, assets. Then this one is this one which I'm going to create is a, so for land, which I'm going to create is a land. So now control data. Mandatory is to select this one is a assets. Okay, without selecting this one, it will not appear. Okay, even it's not relevant for your asset accounting, because asset, this is also sub ledger. Line item display. Sort key, select this sort key. Come to the sort key, give the 0018. This asset number. Come here. G067 is the reconciliation account. This one. copy this GL account and keep it here. Then the next one which I'm going to create, already 6, 7 it is there, which I will create is a 9. Let me create the 9. So I'm just using as a tab copy option. Then come back here for land. Okay, you have already created land buildings. Buildings here. Here is the buildings. Then other parameters are the same. Save this one. So now copy this one. Then change the GL account and keep it here. So okay. Better. Description also I'll copy so that it will be easy for us to recognition. Then now the GL account which I'm creating now here. So for plant and machinery, now I'm going to create the GL account for plant and machinery. Let me create the GL account here. Plant and machinery, other parameters are the same. Just copy this one and keep it up, keep it ready. Then furniture and pictures. Furniture and pictures. Furniture and pictures. So other parameters are the common. Okay, update this one. So 15. Then vehicle, the next one which I'm going to create is a ending digit. I'm just changing ending digit. Those are common for vehicles. Save it. Then 20. Now the next one is the capital work in progress. For the capital work in progress also, which I'm going to create. Define DWIP, I'll mention DWIP. Okay. Then capital work in progress. Now I have created for each and every asset class separate GL account. So this I am going to show in my balance sheet. But so at the same time, each and every asset class has a separate accumulated depreciation. Okay. So for that one, which I'm going to create, the accumulated depreciation is a liability. Remember. Okay. So now which I'm going to create accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation. Then I'm going to create separate GL account for accumulated depreciation here. Then let me create accumulated depreciation. It's a part of balance sheet. Remember, balance sheet, then liability. This is the asset, is a balance sheet and asset side. This one is the assets. Then this is the balance sheet and a liability, accumulated depreciation. So let me create the GL account. Let me see what is there. Create So let me create this one. Since even this is also balance sheet, liabilities, then accumulated depreciation for buildings. Accumulated depreciation for depreciation for PUI buildings. Okay. So now the other parameters are, even remember, sort key, specify 018. Remember, then fields, I mean select this one also as asset. Reconciliation, then this one is the reconciliation account. 067. Then the next one is this I have already created. Then the next one, sorry, this is not, because since the building doesn't have the, this is a blank, sorry, land don't have the depreciation. Remember, always keep in mind. Okay. So now the next one is a plant and machinery. Buildings I have already created. The next one is the plant and machinery. 210. Then accumulated depreciation for here, plant and machinery, and put it here. Plant and machinery. Okay, other parameters are common. Then the next one is the, for buildings I have already created. Then next one is the furniture and pictures, which I am going to create. 15. Then furniture and pictures. Furniture and pictures. Any mistake it is there. So now I have created furniture and pictures. Accumulated depreciation for furniture and pictures. So the next one is the vehicles. Next one, which I am going to create, accumulated depreciation for the vehicles. 220. Let me create an depreciation for PA. So other parameters are common. So what we have done, I have created the GL accounts for, copy the GL accounts from here, accumulated depreciation for the vehicles. So these are the GL accounts which we have created. Even for asset under construction also, we don't have the GL account, because since it is not relevant for the depreciation calculation. Remember. So the next one is I want to sell the asset. Okay. So if I want to sell that asset, which is an, okay, asset sale. Asset sale. What is the asset sale? Asset sale is my P&L account. First of all, is a asset sale is a P&L account, profit and loss account. Either it should be a profit or loss. which you are selling that asset. Okay. So now which I'm going to create one GL account. The same GL account I am going to use for all the asset classes. Then 3 series, the revenue 100, 100, 01, okay, 102. Let me create the 102. Ready, it is there. Create P&L account, select the revenues. Then here, set sale. Set sale account. Set sale. Then set sales. Then here you can come back and you can line item display. Then start K 0018. Then this is reconciliation account is only for the balance sheet, remember. Then come here, give the field status group G052 account for the fixed asset retirement. Save it. The same GL account which I am going to use. For all the sets, remember. Then the next one is the profit on sale on asset. Profit on sale on asset. The moment when I'm going to sell that asset, if I sell that asset, profit on sale. Then profit on sale on asset. Profit and sale on asset. Okay, so other parameters are common. Then, okay, field status group. Then we can do the changes here. 001. So general profit on sale on asset. Here, profit on sale on asset here. Now 300 here. So this is the GL account, profit on sale on asset. So since this is also is a P&L account and revenue side. Now let me create another GL account. There is a loss on asset sale, loss due to scrapping, loss due to depreciation. Sorry, the last one is a depreciation. Depreciation, which we want to show in my P&L account. Okay, we'll create the addition, the rest GL accounts in tomorrow's session. Then still there are configuration. There are few additional configuration steps to be required. Okay, once the configuration will be done, then maybe tomorrow also we will continue the configuration only. Okay, fine. We'll continue